Hi. I've started this so many times and I can't remember what I have said. I'm losing track of time. I'm losing track of days. Life just seems totally chaotic and insane. Anyway, today is the 8th of January. My uncle is still in rehab. Now, we went there Saturday and his leg looked really, really bad. His foot. I will be posting pictures, probably right here since I'm talking about it. There was a podiatrist that was looking at him. Actually, what happened is we went there Saturday. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if this is going to help or not. I don't really like that light. I don't know if you can see. That's nothing. But then you look at this hand and you see all the sores. I mean, my hands itch, and then I scratch, and then get blisters, and then they pop, and then I get, it's nerves, it's stress. I try to use something on them. I mean, they look pretty bad in person. So when we went Saturday, I insisted on seeing my uncle's legs, and it was really bad. See, I can't think of what day. I just remember that I went there. They looked okay, then they didn't look okay, and I guess maybe they did. Then my daughter went there because I'm here with when they're doing the bathroom. I have to be here. But there was one time when my daughter went there, because I remember this part, and she didn't want to do it. I said, take pictures of his feet and of his leg, because it's going up his leg, which you'll see. I will put a warning. It's gross, disgusting. Some people might say, oh, that's nothing. But a lot of people say, ew, I don't want to see that. But I want you to understand that it is very much a cause of concern for me. They want to, and it's not them. They would keep him longer. It's the insurance company wants to release him on the 10th to be picked up on the 11th. And when they told me that, I just said, oh no. He can't come home because the house is a disaster. I mean, he can't. But when my daughter sent me the pictures, that was another reason, the main reason, that it was like, no, I can't take him home in that condition. I can't. He'll be right back in the hospital. It's just that, I don't know. So I've been calling the wound nurse, the nurse practitioner. I've been on this phone so much, no wonder I can't keep track of anything. And it's like I'm just constantly calling social workers, nurse practitioners, therapists, wound nurse. Then I'm talking to the assisted living place and the hospice people, and we hired people to sit with my aunt during the evenings and on weekends, and it's just been a constant, and then with the workers, and it's been crazy. It's just like I've got a headache, I'm not doing well, I'm not sleeping well. I'm just trying to make sure this is all taken care of. Now he is being seen by a infectious disease doctor tomorrow to see what's going on, to see if there needs to be a more aggressive treatment plan. Does he need to go back into the hospital for that? But when they called to tell me the discharge, I said, no way. She goes, well, you can appeal it. I said, by all means, I want to appeal it. So she gave me the number, and I called them and went down this whole rabbit hole of, oh, the insurance company makes it so hard. I mean, it just drives me crazy because the insurance company and the people that work behind the desk, they're not doctors. Why can't they pay attention? I understand there's got to be some control, but the doctor knows, he's there, he sees, he's doing. The people behind the desk, I mean, it's pathetic. It's just hard. Anyway, what I have to say, if you have a loved one in a nursing home, in assisted living, or whatever, if they're at home and you have somebody coming in to take care of them, I cannot stress enough to have a camera. I seriously, we want to put one in the bathroom now. No place is perfect. People, humans make mistakes. I get it. But it was at like 5, it was after her dinner. A girl came, put her in her chair, got her situated and stuff, walked out. And the thing is I flip through the phone at night. I'm flipping through to watch it, seeing what's going on for the day or the night. And I kind of know the schedule. She has dinner at this time. Okay, she's in her room. So that's when I hear stuff, I'm more apt to pay attention, more so than the days, because there's so many people in and out, and there's so many more workers in the all the admin people are there, and the boss, all that stuff, all that's gone during the night and on weekends. So I tend to pay more attention. Between my daughter and I, we view the footage. I can't totally tell if she pushed the button. My daughter could see it better than I did, because she did push her button. My daughter, well, my eyes are bad anyway, and she saw it on her computer, she saved it. She got settled in. Well, the girl forgot to put her oxygen on her. Now, she's oxygen dependent. I mean, for the most part. So I'm watching this, and the next thing I see, because you got to understand that the camera picks up action. So some time goes by where it may be just quiet, and then all of a sudden it starts. And that's when I hear the bells. And so I'm looking at it and I'm flipping through, and all of a sudden she's pounding on her table, yelling for help. Help me, I can't breathe. Or I don't know. She didn't say, she's just like, help me, help me. Or so, she was saying something. Her breathing was she was realizing she didn't have her oxygen on, and it was probably getting a little stressful, or it was getting harder. I don't want to exaggerate it. I mean, I was upset. Obviously, you're going to be upset when you see a loved one panicking, yelling, and slamming the remote on the table trying to get somebody's attention. And somebody did come in, and they put the oxygen on her and said, just give it a minute. Now, there's a few things here that went wrong. Now, before I go into it, I did talk to the boss Tuesday. But before I could talk to the boss, I see this. I'm like super upset. My girlfriend, I can't drive at night, came and picked me up, and we went there and said, hey, do you not know what you just did? We didn't get a call. This happened this is 9 o'clock at night, 10 by the time I got home. We demanded to talk to a supervisor. It was a shit show, honestly. And the girl was saying, I'm sorry, and this and that. And I guess there's a blessing sometimes when things are prolonged in a way, and you'll understand that in a minute. Because my emotions had such the best of me that I wanted the girl fired. I wanted a restraining order. I was so upset that I was thinking all these things. I didn't get a phone call. I didn't get a phone call on Sunday. I couldn't talk to anybody on Monday. And on Tuesday, I had an appointment with the boss. So I didn't get anything Saturday night or Friday night, Saturday or Sunday. And I might have said Saturday, but it was Friday. Or it was, let me see, hold on. I got that date right here. I can tell you exactly. It was no, it was Saturday because it was on the 4th that it happened. So I apologize. It was on Saturday. So I didn't get anything Saturday night or Sunday or Monday. And I think that really bothered me that nobody called to say, hey, we realize what happened. We're really super sorry. We're looking into it. We're going to do this, that, and the other thing. Nothing. So all this time I'm stewing, I'm stressed, I'm upset. And they should have taken her vital signs. They should have checked her to make sure she was stable. You just don't put her oxygen back on. Yes, you put her oxygen back on, but you check her oxygen to see where she's at. How low did it go with her being off for that long? There could have been repercussions. Could you imagine if nobody showed up and I'm watching this and she had died? If it was at a point where she had died and I'm watching, you're watching a loved one literally die before your eyes. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, but here's the thing. I'm getting weepy again. But I mean, there's no perfect, I mean, people say, oh, you should move or you should do this, you should do that. Yeah, well, I could, but is it going to be any better? Because they do have a lot of good qualities about them. It's just nights and weekends. Now, that's why we hired, well, there's a couple different reasons why we hired people to sit with her. Was one, because of her being on hospice. We want her to be more engaged with people to sit with her and to keep her company. And we can't. We just want her to have more interaction. And yes, part of it is to make sure that when she goes to bed that she's fine. She gets put into bed. She has everything she needs. Now, I did notice, to me it seems anyway, the last couple of times that it seems like she is having a harder time getting up. My goodness gracious, I'm so exhausted. I had a meeting on Tuesday morning and my daughter went with me about this whole debacle situation. And he hired an actual nurse to do constant rotation training, constant training. And by that time, I had talked to the social worker, the hospice social worker, and we talked for quite a while. She's pretty amazing. And I couldn't stay angry. And it's like I never wish anything bad on somebody. It was an accident. It's not like she left it off of her on purpose. I know it wasn't done on purpose. I know it was an accident, and I know she got reprimanded. I'm not exactly sure what happened. And it seems like when something, it was, everybody knew about it because when I was talking to the social worker, she knew before she even came in the room to talk to us that that had happened. Yeah. And my aunt, and I know it's temporary, that she's getting really good treatment at the moment, like extra attentive. And I brought a few things to his attention, and when I talked to him, it was like I'm not here to try to close you down and stuff. And that can't be an easy job to run a place like that. It can't. One, the people don't make enough money for what they do. They really don't. I mean, you think about what people make at Myers, and you think about what people make at a fast food restaurant and different jobs. You're you're getting paid crappy pay to wipe somebody's butt and to do things that are not pleasant. I mean, there are people out there that love the elderly, love taking care of them, love spending time with them, whatever. Bless them to pieces. They are worth their weight in gold. They don't get paid enough. People who are in that business need to get paid more money. And I don't know how the medical field is so screwed up that someone can make more money doing something. I can't think of something right now that's fairly easier I mean, it's not easy to sit behind a desk and do certain things, but I know people who make buku bucks doing some receptionist job or doing certain things. And these people, medical field, they just don't make enough money, okay? I mean, that's just the bottom line. They don't make enough money in my eyes. Just like the military doesn't make enough money. I mean, so anyway, all that happened, and I talked to him, and I showed him the video because he was, he heard their side, which I have no idea what their side was, and then he heard our side, but I had the videos. Now, here's the thing he said, and I've asked a couple other people. A lot of these places, whether it be a nursing home, assisted living, whatever, will not allow cameras. And I think that's crappy. I really do, if that's the case. But he does. I mean, he got some uh, strife over allowing residents to have cameras. They didn't want it. Why? 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 What? There's got to be a reason that you don't want to be on the camera doing your job if you're doing your job okay. I mean, uh, I don't know. So the other thing is, we went over the whole gamut. We just talked for an hour. It was a very good meeting, and I told him, I said, I was stressed. I was upset, rightfully so. I said, but I never even got a call to try to calm me down. I never got a call to just say, "Hey, we're sorry." I mean, that would have been, that alone would have helped some. I wouldn't have been, I'd say, okay, um, and the other thing was, and I told him, I said, there's a button that they have to push when they have to do rounds every 2 hours. And I brought this to his attention, and I showed him the video. I showed him, I showed him the video of this girl that she goes in, she pushes a button because that tells him that they checked that room. Then she goes over to my aunt and she kind of stares at her, making sure she's okay. Is she breathing? Is she fine? Did she move? Whatever, you want to make sure she didn't die in her sleep. And I told him, I said, I appreciate that so much when they stop to make sure that resident's okay. They're all supposed to do that. And then another one came in. I mean, she beelined to the bathroom, pushed the button, beelined out, didn't even give her time of the day, didn't even look her way. She could have been dead in the bed, and the next person coming around, had they looked, would have found her. I, but I mean, I did meet the new nurse that's on board that is supposed to, and they're trying. I get it. I mean, there's places, honestly, there are places, and I know that I come on here and I bitch and I whine and I moan and I'm like, ugh. However, there are places so much far worse. So much far worse. They are new. They are trying. I can't imagine having to run that kind of business when you have to be over the kind of people. It can't be easy, because I mean, you have people make some serious mistakes and then they have to get fired or be written up or something like that. But I mean, serious mistakes to the point where somebody loses their life. I'm not saying they did. I'm not saying they did. There are, I'm sure, tons of incidences, because I told him this. Had I not had a camera, and let's say she did die, you can't tell me that that person wouldn't go in there, put the oxygen on her. I don't know what happened. I came in, she was passed away. She must have had a heart attack, whatever. You can't tell me they wouldn't do that, because nobody wants to get in trouble. Nobody wants to get accused of killing somebody, or letting something like that happen. I guarantee it. I would be surprised if the person would fess up, say whatever. I would be shocked. So I appreciate the fact that he is one of the very few places that his, I don't want to say his motto, but his belief is transparency. He wants to be transparent. That means a lot. That means a lot in this situation because you want to make sure. And I actually made signs tonight about there being a camera in the room because there's such a turnover. I was thinking people go in there and they don't remember or they don't know that there's a camera there. Not that it should matter, but I don't want people thinking that I'm trying to get away with catching somebody. I put the camera there because I want to check in on my aunt when I know that they can't. I mean, there's 2 hour window there. So I periodically, maybe every 30 minutes, will look at her. Is she breathing? Is she moving? And there's been times when there's been things that I'd call the front desk. Hey, you need to go down to her desk or down to her room. Please close the shades or, this or that. And they do it. I don't do it habitually. I'm just saying. So with that said, I mean, it was just a very emotional, very exhausting few days. And with my uncle and his situation, my aunt and all this, and then trying to get people to come at night and setting up a schedule, which my daughter's doing all that, and, just getting it together, knowing we have to pay out more money for this. But I think that she actually is, even though she said she didn't need it, I think she's enjoying it because some of the, she likes them. She likes the attention. She likes the company. And it's comforting to know that I can go to bed and sleep for 2 hours or 4 hours. Like my one girlfriend, she goes there from 9 to 1. So I know from 9 to 1, I can put it on snooze and I can try to get some sleep because I know she's in good hands. Sound like an Allstate commercial. Anyway, that is my beef. But again, they have a lot of good points. That was just my upset. And just this whole bathroom debacle, which I won't talk anymore because I'm already into 24 minutes. And it's just, with a 100-year-old house, you're going to run into huge snafus. And I know the city doesn't want us here anyway. So all I wanted to do was take a shower. I'm like, all I wanted to do was take a shower. And it's turning into this big, humongous. I've been talking the way I shouldn't lately. I just get so frustrated. It's like all because I wanted a shower, I started this whole debacle, opening up a can of worms with electricians, and our house is so outdated and it's out of code and it's this and that, and they're going to do what they can, but that's it. The bathroom's it. If I want to do anything else, then it's going to be a ton of money to want to do anything else to this house because of the fact that it's so outdated. I get it. I don't know what's going to happen because we don't want to put a lot of money into this house. It's not worth it because whoever gets it wants to tear it down. Unless they let me live here till I die, and I don't think that's going to happen, honestly. I really don't. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to cut this off because it's definitely not short. And I wanted to do some reading tonight, so you might see me again. You see, Gray's coming back already, man. My hair grows so fast. I mean, you can already see the gray. It's usually on this side. You can see it more. See that gray? I just got it colored. What the hey? I feel like getting it cut off. I'm almost tempted to get it cut off because I don't know. I love long hair. It's just sometimes it's so staticky right now. I need a shower again, but it's such a disaster here. Oh my goodness. All right, well, I will talk to you guys later. This is my rant. for the day. It's been a few days because I didn't want to do it with them here, and it's just been chaos. So I think I might do some reading because it's been a month. No wonder I couldn't finish this book if I read one page a month. Holy Toledo. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Y'all have a good night. Bye.